Grandpa's telling the story.
This is a story of an older guy who gets laid off on his job. He's not yet ready for Social Security, but he's 60. And he comes home and he says to his wife, "We're in trouble. I got laid off. They don't want me anymore. Where can I get a job at my age? Social Security ain't ready yet. What will we do? We'll starve." She says, "Don't worry. We get to night, so we'll work it out. We'll find something to. I'll hustle." He says, "You'll hustle? At your age?" She says, "Yeah. You gotta bring money in. You gotta eat food." So the next morning she gets dressed up as nicely as she can, and she goes out early in the morning, and he sits home and he drinks tea and he worries. She comes home late. She comes in the door. She's obviously exhausted. And she says, "This was a day." And she puts on the table a $20 bill and a 10 cents coin. And he says, "Who gave you 10 cents? And she says, "Everybody." Sie gewähnt ein Mensch von Städtler Wels. Und kommt zu Warschau. Und dort steht ein Freund. Und ist gewiss eine große Fresse. Und sitzt in der Rest mit beiden Händen. Und der junge Mann sagt, "Oi, Jossel, was macht ihr?" "No, der Rest." "Und was macht der Reb Llewellyn?" "Gestorben." "Und seine Rabbinien und seine Rebelle?" "Gestorben." "Und der große Schmuel?" "Gestorben." He goes through this. Everybody, so, jeder Mensch in Städtel ist tot. No. Als ich esse, ich hab die ganze Welt in der Erde. Okay, now.
Wait a minute. Get ready, go.
It's hard to explain this because it's the use of a double entente in Yiddish. The word derert means the earth. And you say if somebody has a good piece of derert, he can grow good vegetables on it. And also, when you say it rapidly, derert, it means hell. So that when he runs into this guy who's eating with both hands, and he says, "How is so-and-so?" and he's dead, and every name he mentions is dead. And finally, the man who's eating puts down his fork and knife, and the guy says to him, "You mean everybody in our hometown is dead?" He said, "No, but when I eat, I have the whole world in derert." I have the whole, you can't, the idiom to hold somebody in hell is difficult to explain. But
and not very nice.
It's an insult. What do you think of what do you think of Senator Vitter? Ich hab him in derert. I have him in hell.
Wait, what do you think of George W. Bush?
No, he's too dumb to hate.
What do you think of Darth Vader with the new pump in his heart?
Cheney.
Ich hab him in derert.
What do you think of Karl Rove?
Ich hab him auch in derert.
It's going on the internet, George, so be careful.
You're going to go viral with this pop.
Untranslatable.
Well, say it. So you'll say it in English, you would say?
The idiom in Yiddish, "Westelecken the finger," you will lick your fingers, has to do with the way they teach young boys in the yeshiva. When they're just learning their alphabet, they put honey on their fingers and they make them taste their fingers so they will know that learning is sweet. So what I said there, and I'm going to tell you a story about shit, you're going to lick your fingers.
Now, sing me a Yiddish song. And as the Rebbe tanzt.
Auf dem Pripetschik brennt a Feuer, in der Stieb ist heiß. Dort sitzt der Rebbe mit seiner Kinderle, lernt alle weiß. Dort sitzt der Rebbe mit seiner Kinderle, lernt alle weiß. Oi, such schon noch amu und Tage noch amu, komm jetzt alle Ruh. Oi, such schon noch amu und Tage noch amu, komm jetzt bei's Buh.
Thank you.
Do it.
All right, here we
This
go.
man comes home from work, and he doesn't see his wife around anywhere. And he hears a voice say, "I'm hiding." And he says, "What are you doing? Where are you hiding?" "I'm hiding." "So you don't want to look at the string of pearls I brought home for you?" "I'm hiding in the front closet." I gotta convict him here.
It's funny. What else, Wood? You got one more?
This matchmaker is taking this rather uncouth youth to a farmhouse where the farmer is pretty wealthy, and he has this not so beautiful girl, but boy, what a match it would be for this poor schlub. And he warns him first, "Look, be on your best manners. Don't do anything uncouth. Don't slurp your tea. Go inside, you have your tea, and you talk nice. Don't talk until spoken to, and be nice." So they sit down, and they serve him tea, and they put a little sugar in it for him. He sits quietly. Finally, he can't stand it anymore, puts his finger in, mixes it up. The matchmaker says, "What are you doing?" He says, "They didn't give me a spoon. What do you want me to mix it with, my pots?" I haven't told you. Got one more, and I'll let you go.
That's pretty funny.
One more, and I'll let you go. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. In the old country, in the winter, it was rare that a husband would come and visit his collar. The future husband would come and visit his future wife. But this young man is very much in love, and he comes to the house. It's a farmhouse, and it's snowing outside. And by the time he finishes a very pleasant dinner, and everybody's getting along wonderfully well, is a blizzard outside. So the old man says, "No, my boy, you can't go home in this. You stay here until the weather is clear, and you can take your horse and wagon and go. But you can't go home in this, you'll die." He says, "Well, thank you very much. Where will you put me?" He says, "I got a place in the kitchen. They got a stove is still warm there. We got some heavy blankets to put on you. You'll be all right." Middle of the night, to his total distress, diarrhea strikes him. He's got to go. I mean, he has to go. And he gets up. He says, "I can't go outside to the outside privy because I'll die.
Mm-hmm.
If they see me walking in that direction, they'll think I'm going after the future wife. What am I going to do?" And he feels around, he feels some jars. Quickly fills one up. Closes it, puts it back. In the morning, it's cleared up, and he's too embarrassed to say anything. He just gets on his horse and wagon and goes home. And 6 weeks later, it's into the spring, and his future father-in-law meets him in town. And he says, "Duvit, why don't you come to see your future bride?" He says, "Well, in the daylight I can tell you, and you're such an understanding man." And he tells him the whole story of his trouble that night. And the old man says, "You should live and be healthy. For 6 weeks I screamed to my wife, 'It's shit.' And she says, 'It's marmalade, eat it.'"